Hello everyone, this is Stephen Balch, your instructor for Legal Environment of Business at Ozarka College. Today what I want to do is give you a little introduction to this course, and specifically I'm going to go over the course syllabus with you and the activities page in my Ozarka. So the first thing is, when you first log in to my Ozarka and you click on the link for this particular course, this is the page you're going to see right here. It'll show information about the course up here and my name as the instructor. Any due dates that are coming up will show over here on the right hand side. And then as we go through the semester, I will be posting announcements right here at the bottom of the page, just to kind of remind you of things that are coming up due or other information that I need to share with the class that's important for the whole class to understand. I will post under announcements here. So during the semester, as you log into this course page, just kind of be aware of the due dates over here and the announcements. Just kind of make a habit of reading through that information just to kind of make sure you're staying on track during this semester. Now, those of you that don't know me already, my name, again, is Stephen Baltz. I teach business courses and computer courses here on the Mountain View campus, and then also online. My office is in Mountain View. So those of you that are on other campuses, obviously you probably won't be able to come by and see me in person if you have a question. So if you do have a question during this semester about this course, the best way to contact me is through course mail over here on the left-hand side. You'll notice on the left-hand side of the page, it shows links that allow you to navigate to various parts of my Ozarka for this course. And so one of those is course mail. So if you ever have a question about the course, just click on course mail and ask your question that way, and then I will get back to you right away. All right, and the first thing I want to do is look at the course syllabus. So let's go ahead and click on syllabus there on the navigation links. And at the very top of the page there of the syllabus, it'll show information about this course. It'll show information about me, my contact information and so forth, my office hours. Again, since this is an online class, probably the most effective way and really the preferred way to contact me is using course mail over here on the left-hand side. I do have a general Ozarka email, but if you use that, I may or may not know who is actually sending me an email. And then also it's not going to have the specific course information on it, so to let me know what course it pertains to. So like I said, if you do have a question, you need to contact me during the semester. The preferred way to contact me is through course mail over here on the left-hand side. Okay? All right. So just let me know if you have questions about that. Now, the next three items on the course syllabus are all closely tied together, so I'm going to talk about them all at one time. Basically, in this course, we're going to be learning the legal aspects of business. Okay, there are some legal ideas and concepts that we need to make sure that we understand in business to be able to do things like enter into contracts and deal with goods and services and so forth, be able to sell those and produce those types of goods, debts and creditors and business disputes and federal and state regulations and so forth. All these things are things that we'll learn about in this course. These are things that are important to understand as a business person or anybody that's working for a business, and it's important to understand the basic laws and regulations that govern how a business operates. Okay, and so that's what we're going to be learning about. Specifically, some specific laws that we'll learn about are civil, employment, and criminal laws. We'll learn about the proper way to create legal documents and perform business transactions. We'll learn the difference between the different types of courts and different codes of ethics and so forth. We'll learn the basic legal components of things like contracts and agencies and business organizations. So I'm just going to let you read through those first 3 items there. I don't want to read them to you. I just kind of hit the high points there, but take this first week of class to make sure that you carefully read through all the items on this course syllabus, especially the things that I'm kind of hitting the high point on and telling you are important. And then you can always ask me questions if you have questions. But the syllabus itself is pretty self-explanatory, so you shouldn't have a huge number of questions. But if you do, just let me know. Now, the textbook that you need for this class is shown right here. You've got Law for Business, 19th edition. Shows the ISBN number there. This is what the textbook looks like, since there's not a picture in Miles Arca there. This is what it looks like right here. And so just make sure that you verify when you go to buy your book, whether it's at the bookstore, at the college, or somewhere else. Just make sure that you use that ISBN number there to verify that you're getting the correct textbook. And I would highly recommend getting the textbook as soon as possible, preferably sometime during that first week of class. If you wait till the second or third week or later, you're going to miss some of the chapter activities that are due that second week of class. So just make sure that you get your textbook as soon as possible. All right. The other thing that you're going to need, obviously, since this is an online class, you're going to need to have a reliable internet connection, either at home, or if you don't have that at home, you'll have to use the computers on campus to do your work for this course. All right. So just let me know if you have questions about the required materials. All right. Methods of instruction. Just kind of read through that. I'm not going to read it to you. It's pretty well self-explanatory. Just read through that. And then evaluation procedures. This is very, very important for you to understand, because this is how your grade is going to be determined in this class. There are basically 5 things that we're going to use to compute your grade this semester. You'll have assignments, you'll have discussions, chapter test, a midterm exam, and a final exam. All right, and it shows next to each one of these items how much of the total grade each one of those comprises. So I'm just going to let you read through that section. This is probably the most important section to read and understand excuse me, on the course syllabus. So make sure you take time to carefully read through this section. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, one of the kind of new items that I added to my course syllabus this semester is the AI, or artificial intelligence policy. Make sure you carefully read through that section there. It's at the very bottom of the evaluation procedures there on the course syllabus. Make sure you carefully read through this section and let me know if you have any questions. The main thing here is that you want to make sure you're doing your own work for this course. And as it explains in that paragraph there on artificial intelligence, I don't mind at all that you use AI to help you understand the concepts for this course. But what I don't want you to do is depend on AI to do all your work for you. Okay? Make sure that if you're using AI to help you understand the concepts, you still need to put the information into your own words. If you use AI's words, if you don't change it into your own words, then there will be some penalties for that. So just be careful. Make sure that you're using all your own words when you do your activities for this class. If you have any questions about that, just let me know. Next item on the course syllabus is the grading scale. This is just the standard grading scale that you see in most classes. Shouldn't be any surprise to you. This is basically just how I will, look at your percentage grade that you've achieved during the course of the semester, and then associate a particular letter grade with that. All right? So just like I said, let me know if you have questions about that. Now, another very important part of this course syllabus is the makeup policy. And again, I'm not going to read it to you. You can read through it. But just make sure that you carefully read through the makeup policy here so that you understand what the policy is, so that you're not surprised later on in the semester. Okay? It's your responsibility to read through that and understand it. If you don't understand it, just let me know and I'll be glad to answer any questions you have. All right. Another very important item that kind of goes along with the AI policy that I just talked about is academic integrity. Again, make sure you carefully read through this section. It's very important. Read through it. It explains exactly what academic integrity is and things that violate that policy. The main thing for this class is you want to make sure that you're doing your own work, that you're not letting someone else do your work, whether it's AI or another student. Make sure you're using all your own words and that you're doing your own work, and then you'll be fine. Okay? So just read through that. Let me know if you have questions. And then the last several sections here on the course syllabus are going to be the same for all your courses. So I'm just going to let you read through those and let me know if you have any questions. All right? So I just kind of hit on the high points. But again, it's going to be your responsibility this first week of class to carefully read through this course syllabus and let me know if you have any questions at all. All right. So that's the course syllabus. The other thing that I wanted to show you today is the activities page. So over here on the navigation pane, over here on the left-hand side of the page, the very first item there is activities. That activities page is probably the page that you're going to use most often during the course of the semester because it has all the activities, all the things that we'll be doing from assignments to discussions to tests and exams and the final exam. It's all listed on the activities page, okay? And of course it'll show for each activity, it will show the open date and the close date. The close date is basically the due date for that activity, okay? Now, this first week of class, the main thing that's listed under week 1, we've got a getting started link. Let me show you that real quick. What that is I've included some links to the things that I want you to make sure that you look at this first week of class. Of course, the syllabus, like we already kind of discussed, and I already said that I wanted you to read through that carefully this first week. So that's one thing you'll need to do. And then also look through the schedule. And, of course, there's also a link to the textbook information. So let's go back to activities now. There's nothing to actually submit or turn in for the getting started activity, but you still need to make sure that you do those activities there. You know, look through the course syllabus, get your textbook, and so forth. All right? Now, the other item under week 1 is the introduce yourself discussion. Let me go ahead and click on that. What this is this is a way for us to kind of all get to know each other a little bit. Since this is an online class and we don't see each other face to face, this is just a way that we can kind of introduce ourselves to the class and get to know each other a little bit before we actually get started on the chapter activities this semester. All right. So basically here what I've done is I've posted some information about myself, kind of gave you kind of an introduction to myself, and I want you to read through that and then click on reply and type in some information about yourself. You know, reply with, you know, some basic information that you want to share about yourself. Of course, your name, where you're from, maybe what courses you're taking this semester, what your major is, you know, what your career goals are, what you hope to get out of this class, things like that. And then as you reply that first week of class, I will also reply with some additional information about myself. So that will, you know, it's basically just a way for us to get to know each other a little bit. So that's really, that introduce yourself discussion is really the only thing this first week of class that will be graded, that you'll actually need to turn in for a grade. Okay? All right. And so as you reply to this introduce yourself discussion this first week, I will read through your discussion, reply to that, and then give you the points for that discussion. Okay? All right, let's go back to activities here. So those again, those are really the two main things this first week of class. You've got the getting started page where you need to look through some things and get your textbook, and then the introduce yourself discussion. You'll need to reply to that. Now, the first set of chapter activities are due the second week of class. Tuesday, August 26th is when you've got the chapters 1 through 4 assignment, test, and discussion all due. Okay? So again, that's why it's important to go ahead and get your textbook and read through the course syllabus this first week so that you're ready to get started towards the end of the first week and into the second week so that you can get all these activities submitted by Tuesday of next week. Okay? So as you're working on those activities, just let me know if you have any questions at all, and I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have. And that's really all I have for you for today. So just be working on those items that I kind of highlighted in this video. And just, again, let me know if you have any questions. I'm really looking forward to teaching this course. This is a course I've taught for many semesters of the 26 years I've been here at Ozarka. So I really enjoy this class, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to having each one of you in class. Hopefully each one of you will enjoy it as much as I do, and you'll get some benefit from it. I think you will. I think you really will enjoy it. So have a great semester, and I will talk to you next time. Thank you.